to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. Well, today's episode is we discuss about the epitome of corruption in the Indian dog world. Well, as everybody knows, all across India and across the globe in the dog world, that the Syndicate is the mastermind of all corruption and the complete disaster and the downfall of the dog world in India. Well, it is luckily that we have some organizations who have been continuing serving the Indian dog world with great sincerity for many years. The Indian National Kennel Club, then we have the recent ones, the United Kennel Club Partha and the United Kennel Club and other clubs that are coming up. Well, the people in the dog world has realized that they should not associate themselves with the corrupt syndicate. Well, let me come and tell you what has the recently we made the syndicate pay back well about I think 40-50 lakhs or what to the club, because that was just a tip of the iceberg of what has actually been swindled out from the dog game and the club. Well, nevertheless, the court cases are on. We are trying to do it. You know how it is. We need positive. Everything has to be on the positive side. And the civil cases take a lot of time. Of course, but we are hopeful that sooner or later the Indian dog game will be rid of the syndicate and we will again get back our glory in time to come. Now let us look at the scenario. Now see, as you know that importing dogs in India is banned. It has been banned for many years now. It's because people were just bringing in dogs, plain load of dogs, especially from Thailand, and then they were selling it to people. In fact, people travel to get, you are allowed to bring in 2 dogs as pets. And so everybody started flying to Thailand and other countries then to bring back 2 dogs as accompanied baggage. And so the Indian government finally sensed that crores and crores of rupees was being drained out. So they stopped this and they said no more imports, except on specific grounds where the dogs were pets and people were keeping it for some time in the country, and they were, when they are coming back to India, they can bring their dog pets back. So that's quite logical. But then the syndicate sort of encouraged people to smuggle dogs. So, because see, in a vast country like India with so many states, about 28 states and 8 union territories, it's a huge country. And so we are so busy fighting with corruption on our social level that we will bother about fighting corruption in the dog world. Now, what happens is they've been smuggling in dogs from all across the poorest borders of Bangladesh and then from Nepal, and then they are sort of driven into Calcutta and of course in other places also, but mainly to Calcutta. From there flown off to all their clients across the country. Incidentally, let me tell you, India is really empowered, and if you look at our economy, which is the 5th largest now, and we are targeting to be the 3rd largest in the world in time to come. So there are many people empowered. There are millions and millions and billions just so even though people pay taxes, there are lots of excess money which they can sort of spend on their entertainment and whatever they wish to buy or achieve. Now the dog world is an easy target. They can just buy everything. They can buy the dogs. They don't have to know the dogs. They have to buy dogs. They have to bring in pretty handlers, which from Europe, and all these handlers will be known to the judges who will be coming from, because the syndicate has an arrangement with an European company which is minting money from India, and they are sending in judges, of course, Few are fantastic judges who are difficult to get by, but there are lots and lots of very mediocre and rubbish judges. And not only that, even if they were good, they come here to India with a mission, because otherwise they wouldn't be invited. They come here to, it doesn't matter for them. If the people here insist that be corrupt and place these 8-10 dogs, and that's how you are invited, and then you get pocket money and travel around the country and go back and then send back your friends. So it's a done deal. So what has been happening is all these corrupt judges flying into this country on tourist visa, and then they are paid a handsome sum to do shopping, and they are taken around the country and all that. Now the syndicate has he has got sponsors. Now all these sponsors he has harnessed. Now he's harnessed some sponsors, so they are like tigers. He's sort of riding a tiger. Now if he tries to get down from the tiger's back, the tiger will eat him up. So all the clubs now are riding the back of tigers, and tigers are the sponsors who are paying for them, paying for their parties, paying for the judges and all that. In exchange, they need only few placements. And the funny part, the judges, even the judges in India, most of them are corrupt. There are a few brilliant judges, of course, who made a name across the globe, but there are many poor ones. But then they survive because they do what they're told. They put up dogs, and they. So what happens is the Indian judges are paid a lot of money. A lot of money means a lot of money. Then the syndicate was actually, he forced everybody to invite him year after year and mint money from everywhere. In fact, you had to invite the syndicate, otherwise you won't get show dates. And 3-4 specialty shows for 10-15 dogs. So it's a 2 hours job, and you earn 60,000-70,000. The highest paid judges in the world that I've talked about in my last episode, that's the Indian, the highest paid dog judges in the world, highest earning, not paid, highest earning dog judges in the world are the Indian dog judges. Now what happens is, on the side, of course, the Indian judges who know all the other exhibitors, other than the ones they commit to put up for the club, the club secretaries and the club organizers and whatnot, and then what they do is they have connections through handlers who small awards like second in group, then reserve or sea challenge and this and that. There are plenty of awards still to be sold. So they sell them all through these agents, and that's how they. Now, in the international scenario also, I am very sorry to see that most of our India, of course there are 1 or 2 judges, I have heard very laudable praise about them. People have come back to me and said, what brilliant judging, what lovely judge this person is. I'm not taking names, but I'm sure people can guess. And these judges, this particular judge I'm talking about, is really not bothered about getting appointed, because he will do his own job. He's not interested to please clubs or earn money from the side. And he doesn't judge much, because the clubs will not want him, because unless the judge listens to the clubs, they can't be invited. Now comes the training of our judges. There are lots of private, smaller clubs and that all have appointed judges, all have panel judges and things like that. But then all these judges definitely need training. They are potentially good, some are potentially brilliant. I am sure they can do a good job. But then this lack of training. Now, if because there was a I'm told, I've heard a judges training committee for 20 years already. But then the funny part is the syndicate never printed letterheads for that. The chairman or something of that training committee, or judges training committee of India, or whatever. Now that's why no circulars could be given, no judges could be trained. So the 1 or 2 or whatever judges that have actually become brilliant is due to their own personal interest and passion. that they trained themselves, and they, of course, they must have been taught by some brilliant people, so that they, they are what they are today. So anyway, I will tell you, I have realized, I as a dog judge for a long time, from my younger days, from 1985 onwards, and all, many countries of the world that I have judged, invited. I'm very honored for what I have been invited to do. But then I realized one thing: I can only, as a dog judge, learn and try to do my best. The subject is vast. When you are judging all breeds, you have to learn every day, every moment. You have to learn, and that all those breeds must come back to you, back to your memory the moment you start looking at it. So that then only, because you have very little time to take your decision. Your decision must be quick, firm, and correct. So I once told one very senior judge who stays in England. We were judging together. Of course, he has a lot of he likes me a lot. So I mentioned in front of him that, listen, I think I am able to please my exhibitor for the way I judge. Promptly he just said, "What do you do, Partha? Do you do striptease?" Now, it has a deep meaning. It just hit me straight, and I realized I shouldn't have said what I did. So, if some people appreciate my judging that I have done, or I am doing, or I will be doing in future, I'm grateful. But with all humility and with all honesty, I must admit that my knowledge is limited, but my efforts are unlimited. Thank you very much, and I'm sure Indian dog game will see brighter days to come, and we will get rid of this syndicate and all these people who have actually cheated the Indian dog game and are cheating the dog game even today. And all these people who are riding their tigers, all the sponsors, the money that they're eating up, they have to get down today or tomorrow, maybe for a nature's call, and those sponsors will, of course, eat them up because they're tigers. Thank you and bye-bye.